going on? It's currently 11:30 at night, January 7th. Um, it's winter break right now. School starts in this coming Monday. It's Wednesday right now. I also have my MCAT coming up January 10th. It's been a lot different than the last round of MCATs, because in the last one I was freaking out a lot more, in that it was driving a lot more action. Um, and this time it's just been like paralysis, you know what I mean? Um, and it's been a lot of anxiety, but what's been weird about it is I knew there was going to be anxiety, obviously, but I think my idea of what anxiety is um, was different than what it is actually. So I wasn't able to really handle it in the way that that's been helpful. And the 7th is almost done, and MCAT's on the 10th, so I got 2 days left, and then it's 8 a.m. on on the 10th. And I don't know, man. I feel like everything else in life besides the MCAT was also coming up and making things weird. I'm not even in my room right now. I'm in the living room because the basement, these are multivitamins, by the way. The basement flooded a little bit. It flooded a little bit. The basement of this unit is next to the laundry room for this building. There was like a clogged pipe or something, and it pooled up in the laundry room, and it kind of seeped through the wall, and it only affected where my bed was, which wouldn't be too much of a problem if I didn't sleep on the ground. I have like a futon, and it just soaked up the futon, and I don't think that's salvageable. So I started having this like, I don't want to say schizoid, because you know that's like a real thing, but I started freaking out because I was like, I had a whiteboard, and I started like writing down different life events that were also going on that were making things tough, and I was trying to tackle it, and I was like, okay, if I figure this stuff out, I can clear my mind, and then I'll be able to look at the MCAT thing. I was like drawing arrows and trying to find the connections between things and being like, what is life trying to tell me? And that sort of thing. And it helped a lot with other, you know, looking at my emotions in an honest way and being like, oh, how should I conduct myself moving forward for 2026? And that's been good, and I'm glad that there's some clarity there, and I look forward to developing myself in those senses. But what I'm thinking about right now is my view of anxiety and what it actually felt like in these past 3 weeks, trying to do a lot more during the day than I really did at all. And it kept on being like setting up the environment, setting up people. Nobody talk to me. Don't say nothing. And that's not unusual for when there's a big thing coming up. But I did all of that, and still I was looking at it, and I was just maybe this next thing, or maybe I should eat first. You know what? You know, I I was gonna shower after I did a few, but if I just shower now, then I'll get that out the way and then I'll do it. But the thing I was reacting to was not this like electric or scary, um, like it wasn't making me shake in my boots. You know what I mean? And it wasn't anything that if I were to face it, I would feel brave for doing so. Um, where it's scary and I feel weak and this thing seems strong. Um, it didn't feel like something I even wanted to be adversarial towards, where it's like there's this thing stopping me and I need to overcome it. Um, what it felt like was just this gray, just bleh, you know. Um, it it was like a little gross. It didn't. It wasn't like this. It wasn't big necessarily. It just made me not want to have anything to do with it. In It was just like the opposite. It was, I guess, magnetic, but not an attraction. It was a magnetic like repulsion. Like every time I got close to looking at it, it really started just pushing me away, you know? And that was strange for me because I was like, I was pumping myself up to deal with this anxiety. But I think those attempts were futile because there, I was hyping myself up as if there was an adversary to beat, and there was nobody there when I got to the battlefield or to the ring or whatever it is, wherever I'm supposed to meet this opponent and be like, all right, I'm gonna, despite you being here, I'm gonna make this thing happen. That was kind of the imagery that I had, but it wasn't that. It was just like, oh, it was, it just made me want to like turn my head and look somewhere else. Um, you ever see somebody who has any characteristic that is like any physical characteristic that you feel mean if you look at them? So they might even have a physical disability. It might be a person in a wheelchair, or they might be really short, or they might be really tall, or they have something where they have one physical characteristic that kind of makes them stick out of the crowd, and you'll notice them. I don't know if everybody does this, but for me, I'll notice that person, and then I might look away from that person more quickly, hoping that they don't feel like I'm staring at them and I have like a judgment that I'm making or something like that. And that's the feeling that I got towards just like practice problems. I had like one job. It's just practice problems. Just do practice problems. That's all you got to do. That was the plan. Um, and for the next 2 days, I mean, I'm still gonna send it, dude. I'm still gonna send it, uh, even though I feel like I completely wasted a ton of this prep period. I'm gonna send it, and I'm just gonna see. I cannot have a time where I'm just like, no, yeah, I'm just gonna push it back to I don't feel good about that. Um, so I'm not gonna push it back, and I'm gonna eat the fact that um, there was a lot more prep I could have fit in the time, and that the time was wasted. Whether it was my fault that it was wasted, whether even though it's my fault, how blameworthy am I really? How understandable is it? Despite all of that, the time was not spent studying. I'll say, at least, as trying to show some grace to myself. So now, in pretty much the 48 hours that I have left. I'm gonna get to sleep soon, and I don't feel sleepy. What I'm gonna do is, well, I can't look at this anxiety as an adversary anymore, because it's not arriving as an adversary. So now I'm just gearing up to fight something that is not. I feel like I pulled up to, like, I'm at a party, or like a bar, and I'm one of those angry, like, what's up, you want to go? And then the person I'm looking at is just like really depressed, and they're like, do whatever you want. I don't know. And it's like, it just takes all the fighting spirit out. It's like, man, what? Are you okay, dude? You know? I don't know. The language I'm using, it makes me sound like like I don't want to judge it, or I'm like empathizing with whatever feeling is surrounding these tasks, which is strange. I just knew I wanted to talk about anxiety. I didn't plan the words out or anything, but the fact that it came off the dome in that way makes me wonder why I'm phrasing it with like words of either sympathy, pity, even maybe. Maybe that's in the subconscious. I don't know. But the most strange part of this whole thing is that the test is in 2 days, and I'm still looking at it like, and like I went to a coffee shop today, and the whole time I was just like, okay, let's just please, all right, let's do the next one, and I'm like trying to read it, and my mind keeps on like getting slingshotted away from the thing, and I'm like, all right, we're here, dude, just bring it back. And thankfully I'm in the city, so every now and again someone would come in dressed up all funky, or they got a real strong character on their face or something, and I would be like, and I would want to take a little peek or something, and then I'd be back in where my body is and be like, oh, okay, yeah, back to my what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I really didn't feel like filming this. And I decided to say something just so that I have this to look back at and maybe remember that anxiety is not this, like, it's not this dark recreation of Zeus and it's trying to smite me or something. It's from me, you know? My brain is the one that makes it. And there's a purpose to it. But it feels like I have a tool. There's like a knife is a tool, but I feel like I've been holding it by the blade, you know? And I'm just like, all right, let me just take this and try to wield it. And I recall times in life where I looked at it and I was just like, okay, it's going to feel kind of just a bummer. It's just going to feel like a bit of a bummer. It's going to suck, but this is the work I got to do. Here I go. And I would do it, and it would suck at the beginning, but the flow I would find after I came in through the initial, it's like a long, stinky hallway leading into like a nice ballroom. I don't know. I don't know what is in my brain that I'm saying ballroom. Um, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's you go through this and then once you spend some time and you kind of sit in the anxiety and be like, yeah, I'm here, like it's good. Um, then it really is a tool that helped me a lot all the time, and I think that's why I've kept it around in that way. So yeah, that's that's my uh, noting a different kind of take on what anxiety is really. I hope I can get a new mattress soon because it's gone. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, man. I'll show you this real quick. I'm staying in the living room. I was sitting over there on that pillow, watching some stuff. Uh, this is a blanket and another blanket. House slippers, some pretzels. Yeah. So, not keeping it too neat up here. Um, and it seems like the spaces that I'm staying in keep getting messy, but yeah, I'll look into that another time, but I think that's anxiety.